We should be celebrating young players. We shouldn't be hammering them. Why not get excited? That's what we do, though, Ali. He can't perform better because he's had no other opportunity to perform better. It doesn't take away the fact that he was a very talented individual. We're talking about a player who is performing very well in a team that were underperforming last season.
Yeah, but he played really well last year.
And he's just got into the England squad, and Danny Mills is saying he's only had 2 or 3 good performances in England, Jack. He's only had 2 or 3 performances, full stop. He can't perform better because he's had no other opportunity to perform better. I just think, look, we celebrate players because they are brilliant. He references the likes of Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish had a torrid time with injuries. It doesn't take away the fact that he was a very talented individual.
Wow.
So what, are you going to turn around and say that you can't celebrate Jack Wilshere because he's now injured? No, it doesn't work like that. We should be celebrating young players. We shouldn't be hammering them. Why not get excited? Everybody watched that game, and everybody watched that player, and everybody enjoyed that performance.
I think I have to take it all into account here. I don't think Danny was hammering him for a second. I think Danny actually said he was an excellent player. He was a top player. All he said was that he thinks everybody's maybe getting a little bit carried away.
But that's what we do, though, Ali.
I know. I'm not saying it's a crime, but I do it myself. But the same way, I don't think England are brilliant when they beat the Republic of Ireland 3-0. I don't think they're a disappointment when they get beat 2-0 by Belgium. You can't go from one extreme to the other. Somewhere you need to take middle ground with everything, defeat and victory. And I think we've got to do the same with Jack Grealish. I love Jack Grealish. I think he's fantastic. He's my starting England lineup every day of the week. But, you know, everybody, he's now, all of a sudden, he's turned into the next Paul Gascoigne. I don't think people are doing Jack any favours saying that, to be honest with you.
That's really bothered Ali.
I can kind of understand it, but it wasn't that long ago people were talking about Phil Foden. We need to get Phil Foden in there. He's the one. That didn't quite work, and now it's Jack. Do you know what I mean? But to be fair to Jack, I mean, for me, he possesses something that I don't think anyone else in the England squad can do. I think he can do things with the ball, as in manipulate it, go past people. I know he's not been blessed with like blistering pace, but what he has got is that glide. You know, he can just go past people, and people don't seem to be able to catch him. So I think his performance, I think it's because it was against the world number ones as well. I thought his performance was absolutely superb, and I'm with you, Ali. For me, he would get in my starting team all day, every day. But I don't think I'd play him as one of the top 3, though. I think I'd play Kane, Rashford and Sterling, and then maybe Jack in the hole. So maybe go over 4-2-3-1 would probably be my formation.
I'm with you, mate.
Because I think you get the best out of Kane when he's got 2 absolute road runners next to him. So if you've got Sterling and Rashford, that's only going to bring out the best in Kane as well. Yeah.
Ali, so I want to ask you about this actually, Darren, because we were talking yesterday, me, Ali and Troy Deeney, and I think really what he was trying to say is it's the closest thing we've seen to a Paul Gascoigne since Paul Gascoigne, basically, the way that he plays. And that personality, that's quite an interesting word, isn't it? Because Cesc Fabregas actually tweeted, great personality, Jack Grealish. And it made us all think a little bit here. We quite enjoyed that tweet at talkSPORT Breakfast. I wanted to ask what that means to you when you say someone's got a great personality and how that can kind of seep onto the pitch and influence the way they play.
Well, if you look at Jack's, he's off the pitch, he's a great guy. He's always a bundle of laughs, and he takes that freedom onto the pitch. So the way he moves with the ball and the way he takes up certain positions, you'd have to say he is a maverick in terms of, we know that Gareth wants him to play from the left as a front 3, but he drops into little holes, picks up the ball, he tracks 2 or 3 players, and he's just playing with that kind of freedom. A lot of players, certainly when they step up to international level, I did it, you kind of play with the shackles on a little bit because you're a little bit nervous, you don't really want to let anyone down. Where Jack kind of stepped up and just gone, well, you know what? I don't really care. I'm going to go and play the exact same way I train, the way I play for Villa, the way I've been playing my whole career. And you can totally see by some of the flicks that he did, some of the stuff that he did with the football, that he's one of them players that, to me, if he makes a mistake, it doesn't even faze him. He just gets on with the next time he gets the ball. And that's a rare skill in a midfield player, in any type of player, to be fair, that if you make a mistake, he'll give the ball away, to still want the ball again and to do something differently.
Absolutely, mate. Dan, do you know Sam Woods? You know what he is? He's infectious. You look at him and you see somebody really enjoying themselves, right, on the football park, and straight away everybody's attracted to that. And rightly so, because you want to watch somebody that's very, very talented, somebody that plays with a smile on their face, somebody that's enjoying themselves, and he's all of those.
Yeah.
Just a quick one before the break. Texting doesn't have a name on it. Well said, Ali. You're always the most sensible on the airwaves.
Oh, thank you.
You are quite sensible, actually.